we are going to run through what we have for you today. I'm coming. I'm coming. Have a quick moment. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet, not yet. Also, your camera isn't on. I don't know if that's
Okay.
okay. Yeah, we can see your screen now.
Yeah, you can see my screen. Okay, good. So let me quickly. Come. I want to hide this. So
just before you, James, just something quick. I just want to mention that this is going to be a hands-on class, so be sure to people should be able to participate as he's going about teaching. Also, try and follow up, practice on your own end to just participate. It's a hands-on class, so
okay.
we're not going to implement too much talking. It's more
Okay.
hands-on.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, John. So today, basically, what we want to do today is we want to take a brief look into the world of Power BI. So I'm going to show you guys some key features of Power BI and the potential application of Power BI and how we can use Power BI to transform data. So that's basically what this webinar is all about. So these are some goals that we have here. First one, we will talk about who is a data analyst. Then we talk about why analytics. Why do we need data analyst? Then we talk about the minimum required skills to become a world-class data analyst. From there, we talk about the data analysis workflow. Then we now take a quick look into Power BI. So the focus of this webinar is Power BI. So we are going to take a quick demo of Power BI, the key features, the potential applications, and all the capabilities of Power BI. Then last but not the least, we talk about what separates good analysts from great ones. So let's dive into it. So the question is, who is the data analyst? So there are a lot of definition on the internet, and the role of a data analyst varies from company to company. It depends on a lot of factors, depends on the expertise of the team you are working with, depends on the size of the company as well. So, but generally, all data analysts have something in common, right? So a data analyst is someone that enables businesses to maximize the value of their data assets. So through visualization and reporting tools like Microsoft Power BI. So we also have other reporting tools like Tableau, we have Looker, we have Tableau, we have Looker, we have which one again? We have a host of other reporting tools and data visualization tools as well. But Power BI is the leading visualization tool, and that's the reason why we'll be looking in depth into it today. So data analysts are also responsible for profiling, cleaning, and transforming data. So that is the major responsibility of a data analyst. You will be working mostly with a data, and the goal is to take that data set, do some analysis, do some cleaning, some transformations, then bring, make some reports based on those data sets that can tell a story, right? So that's the whole essence of data analysis. So the key to unlocking this data is being able to tell a story. That's the end goal. So the whole essence of doing data cleaning, because we have different stages in data analysis, we have the data cleaning, we have data connection and shaping, we also have the data modeling, DAX, and so on and so forth. But the whole essence of all this process is to be able to tell a story with the data. So that's the whole essence. So in today's highly competitive and fast-paced business world, crafting reports that tell that story is what help business leaders act on the data. So it's very important that you can, tell a clear story. You can, get insight from the data you are working with. So that is the whole essence of data analysis. So the question now is, why analytics? The world runs on data. You agree with me that data is everywhere, but without analytics, it's just numbers and noise. The analyst's role is to translate this raw information into insight and outcomes. So whenever you are building your reports and you want to make sure that you are not just, putting some charts together, what you want to do is that you want to give recommendation based on your findings, which is called insight. So, and the way you want to do that is by telling a story. So that is the reason why we need that analysis. If I just put a table on the screen now for you guys to look at, and I tell you guys to answer, and I have some basic questions about the data, it will be very difficult to answer those kind of questions because you are just looking at a tabular data. But when I put it into chart, let's say using a column chart or a bar chart, you can easily tell that, okay, for instance, this product is generating the most revenue, and so on and so forth. So that's the whole essence of data analytics, to be able to take that data and translate it into insight and outcomes for the business. So what are the reasons to work in data analytics? We have various reasons why people work in data analytics. Number one, because of the high average salary. So if you look at average salary of a data analyst, the average salary of a data analyst is quite high compared to other tech skills you will see in the market. And most importantly, there is strong and growing demand for talent. So people don't want to, learn skill that in the next 10 years, they won't be relevant, right? So that's not the case for a data analyst, data analytics. There's always growing demand for talent because almost all companies, in fact, almost all companies are making use of data. They have a data analysis team, and that's the reason why that's one of the reasons why people work in data analytics. Another reason is high versatile and transferable skills. This is very important. So as a data analyst, you can decide tomorrow that you want to, upskill and go into a role of a data scientist. As a data analyst, as far as I know, the best way to be a data scientist is to first be a data analyst. That is the best way because you have the necessary foundation, and it won't be, data science can be a little bit doubting if you don't have any background, let's say in math, statistics, and programming. But as a data analyst, it becomes quite easier to, switch career to data science. So that is another reason why people, start their journey with data analytics. And also wide range of roles and specialties. It's not only data science, you can also switch career to. We also have data engineers. We have, you can decide to be data visualization. Let's say, for example, you are coming from, let's say you are a graphic designer. You have some knowledge in graphic designer, and you started your journey in data analytics and you find out that you are not really enjoying data analytics, you can easily switch to data visualization specialist, which deals with more of designing, right? Data visualization specialist is more of designing. There's no reason for you to learn SQL. You are not confined with SQL. Just doing some analysis, then bringing out visuals and making up reports and dashboard. So we are still going to talk in depth about all these roles and specialties. And another reason is the unique blend of creative and analytical thinking. So when you're working as a data analyst, you need to be creative. That's another reason why people work in this field. It makes you to develop yourself. This is an evolving field. Things are changing every day. New tools are coming. So it makes you to be creative and it makes you cultivate deep habit of lifelong learning, right? Which is very good. Then opportunity to make a real impact and at any level. Imagine your company is depending on your work. The success of your company is depending on your work. So that means you are making real impact to your team and to the company at large. So that's a whole lot of benefit to get from working with data analytics. So we also have, in order to become a world-class data analyst, there are some basic skills that you need to have, minimum required skills. The truth about this journey is that you cannot learn everything. Just have that at the back of your mind. But there are some minimum required skills you need to have for you to get a job. And that is what we want to look into now. So if you look at this magic contract for analytics and BI platform, we can see that Microsoft Power BI is the leader when it comes to reporting tools. You can see on the x-axis, you can see the completeness of vision, while on the y-axis, you can see the ability to execute. All right. I hope you guys can hear me. Hello? Hello, can you guys still hear me? I just want to be sure.
We can hear you clearly.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Point out, you guys can use the chat box if you have any questions.
So I will just go to the theoretical aspect so that we can talk more about the hands-on aspect. So now you can see we have the SQL. You need to have knowledge of SQL. This can use in getting your data. Then Excel, Python, or R or Google Analytics, either. You don't need to learn everything. Then Power BI, which is very important. So this is the data analytics workflow. It starts from understanding the business case, then up to the stage of measuring, testing, and optimization. So we are still going to talk about this when we start the Power BI class. So you can see. So now let's interact more about Power BI. That Power BI is a standalone Microsoft Business Intelligence product, which include both desktop and web-based application for loading, modeling, and visualizing data. So if you want to read more about Power BI, you can go to powerbi.microsoft.com. So this is a project we will be working on. This project we'll be working on. So we are going to do a brief walkthrough. You can see, so this is the situation. Now, you have just been hired by Adventure Workcycle, a global manufacturing company, to design and deliver an end-to-end business intelligence solution from scratch. So your client needs a way to track KPIs. KPIs means key performance indicators. We have the sales, revenue, profit, and returns. Compare regional performance, analyze product level trends and forecast, and identify high-value customers. So all you've been given is a folder of raw CSV file containing information about transaction, returns, product, customer, and territories. So the objective is to use Power BI to connect and transform raw data. So this is everything you'll be learning. I'm going to walk you through how to connect and transform the raw data, build a relational data model, create new calculated column, and DAS measures, design an interactive report to analyze and visualize the data. And if I go, so this is the Power BI workflow. It starts with connecting, shaping, and transforming raw data. You can see from there, we are going to build table relationships, which is called modeling. Then last but not least, we are going to design interactive reports to explore and visualize the data. So these are some, features of Power BI. These are some of the features of Power BI. From the Home tab, you can see all of these. We are going to be working more on the Transform Data tab, which is also known as Edit Query. It's possible you see it as Edit Query, not Transform Data. Then we also have all these Power Apps from the Insert menu. We have from the modeling, we have this. You can just check it out. You can check out the slide and you see this is how the data view looks like. I'm still going to show you this in Power BI. And this is the query editor. This is where all data connection and shaping are done. You can see how it looks like. This is the formula bar. In case we want to build some calculated columns, we can do it from the formula bar. This is where we have the query pane, where all of our tables lives. These are the applied step. Every step any action we perform here is going to be recorded like a micro here. And these are some of the features of the Power Query, which is also known as the query editor. Then you can see the tools here in this slide. So this is a model. This you can see we are connecting from a product lookup to the sales data to the returns data. So this helps us to analyze our data. Without this data modeling, without this line, this relationship, we can't analyze our data, right? We can't create visual. So you can see it in a blown view from here. This is all the tables that we're going to be working with. These are called fact tables. We are still going to dive more into that. Why these are all called lookup tables. You can see. So this is how the dashboard will look like. I'll open it for you guys, you will see. But I just want to go through it before we now go into Power BI and see for ourselves. So you can see these are Venture Works logo. These are called KPIs, right? What our stakeholders are interested in: revenue, profit, orders, return rates. So we have the line chart here, talking about the revenue trending. You can see how revenue is trending. This is weekly revenue, you can see. And we also have some KPI cards here showing the monthly revenue, monthly orders, and monthly returns. Then we also have others by category. You can see Accessis is taking the lead. And we also have the top 10 products and the most ordered products and the most returned products. This is the map showing which particular continent is generating the most revenue. You can see vividly on this map that United States is generating the most revenue. If you want to know the exact amount, we are going to go into Power BI and see now. And this is also for the product level details. These are information about the product. You can see this particular product, patch kit. We can see the monthly order for that product versus the target for that month. Same thing for monthly revenue and monthly profits. You can see, and this is the profit trending by week. And this is also the return trending by week. The goal is to have zero or low returns, right? So you can see there are some high returns there. So everything here, we are going to be building it in our Power BI class. And this is also the Power BI mobile view. So you can also create a Power BI mobile view, then tell your team to download Power BI, then they can view your reports. Your stakeholders, they download Power BI on their phone and they can view your report on the fly. You can see. So let me go to Power BI and let me show you some of these. Let's interact with our Power BI. Then if you have any question from the dashboard, you can ask me any question. So this is how Power BI looks like. If you open your Power BI, so I have one that I've worked with. So this is the completed Power BI report that we'll be working with, that we are going to build. So you can see. So as I explained earlier, this is the report view. You can see this is the report view. This is the relationship view, which is also called the table view. So this is the report view. That's why you can see this visualization loading up. So if I click on this is the table view, which is also known as data view. It's also known as data view. So if I click on it, look what happens. So I can decide to check any data from here. You can see if I want to check sales data, it's going to be visible here. If I want to check product lookup data, it's going to be visible here. Then here we have the model view, which is also known as the relationship view. This is where we are going to build all of our models. You can see we have all the models here. You can see it collapses. These are the models. This type of model is called snowflake schema. We have two types of schema. We have the snowflake schema and we have the star schema. So this is called snowflake because you can see it's coming from product category to product subcategory down to product. So without this relationship, these lines are called relationship. Without this relationship, this visualization cannot work. You can't build your visuals. So this relationship is just telling Power BI that we want this particular table to communicate to this table, to communicate to this table, to communicate to this table. So without this line, those tables cannot communicate to one another, right? So, and that is the reason why I mistakenly click on new measure. So that's the reason why we can sorry, I'm trying to go back to. So that's the reason why that our visualization is coming up this way. So you can see this, let me close this. These are the KPI, right? Here we have the, like a reset button to clear all the filter. Let's say I want to look at total orders for this particular week, for example. Then if I click on it, you can see that the filters applies down to all of the remaining filters that we. I'm going to answer your question. Please just be putting your question in the chat box. Let me just run through the visualization. I'm going to answer all the questions. So for now, just listen and understand what I'm trying to explain. Now, for example, let's say I want to get total the most category by orders for a particular week. Let's say December 1st, 2021. You can see that this particular column chart filtered based on this particular week. And not only this particular column chart, if you look at this table that we have here, top 10 products, it also filters based on that particular week, right? So this does not filter because these are monthly KPIs. We don't want this to change. These are the all-time revenue. This is all-time profit make. So if I click on any one here, it's going to affect these KPIs there. You can see. So this is how it works. So let's say I'm just exploring and I want to clear all the filters on this dashboard. I can easily come here, over your mouse on it, it will tell you that click here to clear all filters. So in order to click it, if I just click it, it will select the object like this. It will not work. So in order to click it, I need to hold my control key and click it. Then it will reset all the filter back to their normal default. So if I want to go to the map visual, I come here, control click, it will drive me to the map visual. Then you can see, I think it's still loading. Yes, you can see from this map that United States generate the most orders. You can see these are called two tips, right? We are still going to talk about that. You can see the two tips. United States, 29,823, followed by Australia here, which is 17,951. If you want to look for a particular continent, of course, you can do that. Click on Europe, then it will filter down to Europe. You can see, click on North America to filter down to North America. Click on Pacific. And if you want to select all, you can click here, which is going to select all. So, and if I want to go to the product detail, I can come here. This is the product detail. Look at it. Click here to navigate to the what? Product detail page. If I hold my control, click, then it takes me to the product detail page. This is where I get information about my product. Now, think about this for a second. How do we get the product here? Look at the heading we have here. We have something like selected products. So how do we get, what if we want to look for another product, not this particular product? Now, if I go to executive summary from here, look what happens. This is called a drill through capability in Power BI. Let's say I'm interested in, these are the top 10 products. So let's say I'm interested in the top product, which is water bottle 30 ounce. So if I right click and I come to drill through and I click on product detail, look what happens. It changed the product name here to water bottle. So now this is the most, this is the top product, the most ordered product. Then I can see information about this product, monthly orders versus target. I can see that my monthly orders surpass the target. The target is 815, but for that month we had 850. You can see why for monthly revenue, I also surpassed the target. Oh, sorry, the target is 860. The monthly revenue is 815. Sorry for that. Then for the monthly revenue, the target is 4,292. Then the monthly revenue is the. Now, what information I can get, or the insight I can get from this is that despite this is the top product, we are still not meeting the target for this product. That's an insight. So we can tell our stakeholders that, okay, we can still do better. We are not meeting our target. Then we can look for more ways to, to boost orders. You can see monthly profit as well, not meeting. So these are the profit pending. You can see the profit is kind of low at July 2021. Then it was increasing. Then it was kind of stable all the way down to May 2022. But you can see the same thing for revenue trending. So you can dive into why are we having high returns here. This is return trending. So why are we having high returns here? So you can look into it, and so that's just everything about the product detail, the map, and the executive summary. This executive summary contains like the summary of the business, like the total revenue, total profit, total orders, return rate, monthly revenue, monthly orders, monthly returns, and information like that. One important thing I also want to talk about is you can decide to drill down. We have drill through feature in Power BI. We also have a drill down feature in Power BI. So if I drill down, if I don't want to look at it by, sorry, that's drill through mode. If I don't want to look at this by week, sorry, I can drill up. This is by month. So if I go up a little bit once more, this is by year. So it's not a must you look at this by week. So you can see in 2020, this is the total revenue. In 2021, this is the total revenue. 2022 is the I can drill down using this button here to the next level. This is by month. You can see this is by month first. This is February. You can see this is by month. Then if I drill down, we can have weekly revenue. So it all depends on who are the end users of this dashboard. If the end users is a sales team, then I might want them to see revenue by day. So I cannot easily include that as well by creating a date hierarchy. So that's just everything about the project. So if you have any question,
Yeah,
if you have
thank you
any
very
question,
much, James. A
let
couple of
me entertain
questions
one or two questions. So let me go to the chat box and
that have come in. Um,
sorry.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So
What's wrong with
from
you?
Sashana, she says, can you tell the difference between fact table and lookup table? What is the distinguishing factor?
From fact tables and lookup tables.
From fact
Now,
table and
if you
lookup
come to
table.
the model, yes, I understand the question. So if you come to the model view, which is also known as the relationship view, you will see that most of our lookup table, the lookup table, I added lookup to the name. That's the first thing you see. Now, the distinguishing difference between the two is that fact tables contain foreign keys, while lookup tables contain primary keys. Now, if you look at, let me give you a very good example. This customer lookup, if you look at this customer lookup, you will see a field called customer key. Yes, look at it. Now, let's go to the data view so that you guys understand. Now, if I go to customer lookup, you are going to see a field called customer key. Look at it. Now, this customer key is a primary key. What is a primary key? A primary key is a key that doesn't contain duplicate. It doesn't contain multiple instances of the same value. So you can only see 11009 in one place. You can't see it again in any other place. So that is the primary key. While a foreign key contains duplicate, let me give you an example of a foreign key. We have a customer key. Do we have a customer key in sales table? I doubt, but let's see. Okay, we have a customer key in sales table. This customer key is a foreign key. Is a foreign key. If you come here, and it won't show in this place. But if you look at it, you are going to see duplicate of the same value. If you take your time and look at it, you are going to see duplicate of the same value. For example, let's say I want to filter down to, okay, let me show you guys. Let's say I want to filter down to only 1. Let's say I want to filter down to only 11000. For example, look at it. Look at the duplicate I'm talking about. So that's one way to differentiate a lookup table from a fact table. So any table containing lot of foreign keys are called fact tables. And the most important thing is that fact tables also contains data at a particular granularity. That's even the most important. It must contain data at a particular granularity. If you look at this sales table, we have, let me clear the filter, clear all filter. So if you look at the sales table, the sales data table, which is this, you will notice that this particular data we have in this table is at the daily record. If you look at the other date, you can see that it is at the daily record, you can see. So that is the granularity of this data set. So when you are working with the fact tables, you need to identify the granularity level of that table. If it doesn't have any granularity level, then it's probably a lookup table. So the same thing applies to the returns data, which you can see here. This returns data is also a fact table, you can see. So,
Okay.
but one trick I will give you is that, what I would just say is that identify your lookup tables. That's what I would say. That is the method I use. Just identify your lookup tables. Your lookup tables are the ones that have primary key. For example, customer lookup must have customer key, and that customer key must be a primary table. Must be a primary key, sorry. So once you can identify the primary key, which is the customer key, you are good to go. Then do the same thing for product category lookup. Look at product category lookup. It has product category key. Make sure that this product category key is a primary key. Once it's a primary key, you are good to go. Don't worry, definitely it's not a part table. Do the same thing for product category, and the rest. If you come to returns data now, there's nothing like returns key. Even if there is a particular key, there's no primary key in returns data. And also for the sales data, there's no primary key. And that is what makes them a part table. I think I've been able to do justice to that question. What other questions do we have?
Thank you very much. Yeah, we have like 2 other questions. Before I read them out, I'd just like to say to you guys that this is like just an introductory class to the main class for this particular data analysis using Power BI bootcamp. Bootcamp is going to fully kick off on November 4th, I think, there about November 4th, and it promises to be way more extensive than this. So if you're looking for the full package, if you want to register for this boot camp, please I'll put a form in the chat so you can please fill up with your details, reach out to us. I just put it out in the chat, so reach out to us. And also, if you have more questions that we might not be able to answer on this call, I know a lot of you have a lot of questions that you might not be able to ask here. Please fill it in the chat box and we will get back to you. Also, like I said, how long is the full training? With full training, I think is about 3 weekends. So, but if you want more details about the course, please fill the form in the chat box, and our training advisor, our course advisor, will reach out to you and give you the full details of the course. So, please endeavor to fill the form in the chat box. This is also for feedback as regards the session, also to answer more of your questions if you have more concerning this session. And let me quickly go to the next question because we need to put a hard stop to this by 7. Sorry. Question from PK says, how do you get the different data sets to communicate with each other?
Yeah, like I said, I was explaining to, let me open the Power BI. So you are basically what you are saying, how do we get these tables to communicate to one another like this? And like I explained, we achieved that through this relationship. Now, if you look at it, if I hover on this line, for example, you can see that it highlights the field we used to connect the 2 tables. Look at it, the customer key. So this line is the line connecting the sales data to the customer lookup table by using the customer key, primary key and the foreign key. We are going to explain in detail if you enroll for our Power BI bootcamp. And all of these things, we are going to break it down for you. So there are a lot to this. So I won't just want to dive into the nitty-gritty of it.
No.
But one thing I want you to know is that it is this line that connects this table to this table. If I go to territory lookup, for example, look at it. The territory lookup is connected to the returns table using this line. And the field it uses is territory key and the sales territory key in the territory lookup. You can see those fields highlighted. So you can hover on the line to see the field that was used to connect to these tables. So that's how we connect them. And if I decide to delete all these relationships, everything here is going to break. You won't be able to see your dashboard. Everything here is going to break. Right? So we are going to explain why you must, create this relationship. We call it creating models. This is how to create models in Power BI. So I think I've answered the question.
Yes. We'll also explain more of that in the actual bootcamp, which is kicking off in November. Please endeavor to fill in the form. This class is going to be much more, way more than what you expected. It's going to like, you are going to not regret being in this class because it's going to be hands-on. And as James has said at the beginning, he's someone that is passionate about teaching data analysis. So expect that each and every one of you in the class will get to understand the whole scope of what you are enrolled in. That's data analysis using Power BI to the maximum. So please endeavor to fill out that form. This package is actually a very comprehensive package. You can't get it anywhere else, only here at BNet Learning. And I can assure you, I promise you, we have testimonials from people that have attended our previous boot camps, and they have testified to how well structured and how they enjoyed the boot camp. So I promise you, it's going to be, and it's very affordable to enroll in. So I'm going to take the last question here from Dr. Chessie. She says, how do you draw the lines to enable you get the corresponding data plotted in the graph?
Okay, so I'm going to do a demonstration of how you create a relationship in Power BI. So I'll take this for an example. I'm going to delete this relationship. If I scroll down and I hover my mouse on it, you can see that these two tables are connected by using the product subcategory key in both tables, right? See the product subcategory key highlighted. So I'm going to right click on this and delete it. So I'll show you how to create a connection. To ask me, do you want to delete this relationship? If I say yes, look what happens. The relationship has disappeared. You can see. So if I go to my report page, look at it. What do you notice? What do you guys notice? You can see this is no longer working. This is no longer working. That's why you see all the bars filled up. This is useless. This is not communicating any story. This is not an insight. If I go back, the reason why you are seeing this is because this particular visual depended on that particular relationship that I deleted. If I delete this, it's going to affect the map visual. If I delete this, for example, it's going to affect the returns line chart that we used, that returns trending in our product detailed page. So now, in order to create the relationship, there are two methods. I can easily, since I want to use product subcategory key, I can easily drag this from here and place it under the product subcategory key here. Then the relationship will be formed. You can see if I hover my mouse on it, you can see. So this is how to create, this is the fastest way to create a relationship in Power BI. You can also do that from the Manage Relationship tab. You can also create it from here, but this is very fast. Just drag it using the particular field you want to use and drag it to the field you want to connect to in the second table. So I think that's so I think that's straightforward enough. So if you go back to the report now, you see that it's already populating the right way. You see. So any other question? I think that's all, John.
All right, yeah, that's all. For again, I would like to reiterate that if you would like to register for the full bootcamp starting this November, very affordable and very comprehensive for the full comprehensive bootcamp. This is just a tip of the iceberg. Just for like a teaser class for you to know what to expect in the class. Please fill the form that I had dropped in the chat. Training manager will get back to you on on uh, on the full details of the bootcamp. I can assure you that it's very affordable. Again, I just want to say a big thank you to James for facilitating this session. It was very insightful. We are looking forward to what we are going to be learning in the full bootcamp. If you have any more inquiries, again, kindly fill the form posted in the comments. You can follow us on social media at BNet Learning, at LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, just to stay updated on our latest offerings and events. Again, I want to thank James for sharing his insights and expertise with us today. I'm really, really looking forward to this particular bootcamp. I know that it promises to be a lot interesting than what we have here today. So thank you for facilitating, and it was a pleasure having you here as our facilitator. We also like to thank all of you that attended today's session. Your participation made this webinar a success. So once again, if you have further questions, I need more information about our services, please visit our website or contact us through our social media platforms. I'm going to post the links to our social media platforms here so that you guys can also follow us. Ensure to fill the feedback form I already and we will get back to you. So thank you all for attending. This was a very insightful webinar, and I'm looking forward to see you guys in the bootcamp by November. So thank you all, and God bless. Thank you, Mr. James.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. John. So thanks for attending this bootcamp, everyone.
All right, thank you.